I am gonna prepare for this as thoroughly as Ben Affleck prepares for a role.
Whoa, I gotta be Henry VIII in 20 minutes. Hello. Got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Metropolis Radio. Today we are talking about The Last Duel once again, and more specifically, Ben Affleck actually defends The Last Duel despite it being a box office bomb. Now, before we go any further, guys, just remember that at least one of my videos every week will be exclusive to my alt tech platforms. That would be BitChute and Odyssey. The links to my channels are down in the description below. So with that out of the way, guys, let's get right into this article from Screen Rant here. Ben Affleck defends The Last Duel after it bombed at the box office. Ben Affleck, star of Ridley Scott's latest historical epic, The Last Duel, stands by his involvement in the film despite its box office failure. Ben Affleck, star of Ridley Scott's latest historical epic, The Last Duel, defends the film following its underwhelming performance at the box office. The movie stars Affleck, Jodie Comer. Hold on. I gotta get the right clip for this one.
Matt Damon.
No, I will never stop using that clip from Team America every time that particular person's name is mentioned. And Adam Driver in its lead roles, and recounts the violent events that eventually culminate in the last judicial duel to take place in medieval France. Affleck portrays, and I'm going to apologize, guys, my French is very, very rusty, Count Pierre d'Alençon, a hedonistic nobleman who exacerbates tensions between the two duelists. Jean Decarge, played by that particular person in the Team America clip. I am not going to, attempt to say his name again, otherwise I have to cut it in yet again. And Jacques Legris, played by Adam Driver, throughout the course of the film. The Last Duel is the first of two films that Scott released in 2021, the other being the equally star-studded crime drama House of Gucci. Unfortunately, only the latter film managed to surpass its production budget, earning $127 million against its $75 million cost. Well, that still didn't really make any money, because you have to take, the rule of thumb is you have to take the production budget and multiply it by 2.5 to 3 times that, and that's typically the break-even point for movies, because that factors in all the marketing costs. So technically, House of Gucci didn't do that well by their own metrics. On the other hand, The Last Duel made a mere $30.6 million against its production budget of $100 million, despite earning comparatively more praise from both critics and audiences alike. Its failure at the box office has reignited discussions surrounding the monopolistic grip of franchise studio blockbusters at the box office. Since the rise of superhero films in the 2000s, original high-budget productions have increasingly becoming more of a gamble for movie studios. Well, what also didn't help The Last Duel was just the lack of marketing. How many of you genuinely even remember that The Last Duel was being made? I remember the first trailer I ever saw for it was during a college football game, like 2 weeks before it was set to come out, and then there's all the marketing for the movie. The "if you build it, they will come," doesn't really mean anything if you don't advertise that you built the thing that people want to come to go see. Anyway, getting back to it. In a recent interview with the Los Angeles Times, Affleck staunchly reaffirmed his decision to star in The Last Duel, despite its underwhelming commercial performance. He says he is disappointed more people didn't see it, but I can't choose what's going to be cool. I'm happy with it. And here is Ben Affleck's full quote right here. I mean, The Last Duel came out and every article was like, it made no money. And I really loved the movie and I liked what I did in it. I was disappointed more people didn't see it, but I can't choose what's going to be cool. I'm happy with it. I'm not preoccupied with notions of success or failure, about money or commercial success, because those things really corrupt your choices. Then what happens is the movies are less interesting and you're less good. Affleck goes on to say that chasing money or commercial success can ultimately be unfulfilling for performers in the long run. Later on in the interview, he points to his departure from Warner Bros.' Batman film as an example. Affleck was initially attached to direct and star in The Masked Vigilante's first solo outing in the DCEU, but eventually parted ways with the film and the larger franchise to prioritize his mental health and well-being. Between Batman and his short-lived portrayal of Daredevil, I believe he only played Daredevil in one movie back in 2003, Affleck has had difficulty finding his place within the landscape of superhero blockbusters. Fortunately, these experiences appear to have inspired the actor to reevaluate his priorities and to pursue projects that he himself feels passionate about. Affleck's performance in Scott's film is magnetic, no doubt thanks to the creative freedom afforded by productions that aren't encumbered by a larger franchise. With 2022's The Flash serving as the swan song to his tenure as the Caped Crusader, hopefully Affleck will continue to take on rewarding roles as memorable as Count d'Alencion in The Last Duel. And I think that he really has a point there, is that if you're only going for being in the, latest, blockbuster from XYZ studio that has to make $1 billion to break even, you're kind of screwed. And one actor that it really screwed over more recently was Robert Downey Jr. Who remembers Doolittle, that came out at the very beginning of 2020, came out January 8th, 2020. So you can't blame this on fucking COVID, no matter how much you want to. That movie was made on a budget of $175 million, grossed worldwide $245,438,444. It was 2020's first box office bomb. And supposedly Robert Downey Jr. was this huge movie star. No, he wasn't. He was huge in Iron Man. He was huge in the MCU, but that was about it. Robert Downey Jr. could not carry a blockbuster movie all on his own. Doolittle was the prime example of that. And guys, I'm actually going to go ahead and end it right here before I drag this out for way too long, because I feel like I could easily turn this into a 20-minute discussion. So I'm going to truly go ahead and end it right here, guys. What did you think of The Last Duel if you saw it? And if you guys genuinely want me to review it, it is on HBO Max right now, so I have the ability to, watch it with relative ease. If you guys want me to do a review of The Last Duel, do let me know, because I will honestly consider it, because I've been wanting to watch The Last Duel since it finally came out to home video and streaming. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and truly end it right here. If you stuck around this long, thanks so much for doing so. And if you've been following me long enough, you know I'm terrible at ending these videos. So I will just see you guys next time.